Hey, it's Cody, and I'm back with another VR to Candy Soul and Soil. Um, my last video was also part of her series of Anatomy of a Deck collection. Um, and I thought it looked like fun to do. My last video was the unused deck wise and decks that I have but don't use and the reasons why. For this one, it is always grab wise. So these are the decks that I just always grab and the reasons for it. Um, so I think I have more decks that I always grab than the ones that I don't. Uh, so yeah, just like with the last video, the unused deck wise, on Candy Soul and Soil's original video, which I'll link down in the description box. Um, she had nice little categories for hers and reasons that she didn't, or that she does always grab them. Um, I don't have that. I mean, I have reasons for the decks that I always grab. But they don't really fit neatly into categories for me. But this first one does. And this this bag that I made for it has seen some shit. Look at it go. This one does fit into one of the categories from the original video, which was that it links to another passion of yours. So this is my most used deck out of all of my decks. This is the Raven's Prophecy Tarot. This actually goes with a 4-book series called The Raven Cycle by Maggie Stiefvater, and it is one of my absolute favorites. And then she created this deck. You don't have to have read the books, but it really does help with sort of connecting it to something other than, just the tarot meaning. Like, this is like a dreaming tree where you go in and you see things. They may or may not be true. So each of the illustrations on these cards has something to do with the books. But again, you don't have to have read the books. This deck has always been, I don't know, I feel like it's just, it's the way my brain works. So I've never once, doubted or second guessed what I think these cards mean. This deck has got damage all over it. That's because I have used it so much. It's lived in my purse for months at a time. It's been used every day for years. Like, look at this. The Ten of Swords is just the hand there. I think it was the Magician was the hand with, the flesh still on it. This card comes up in the book, in a scene that I think about a lot. Look at this shit. It's fucking beautiful. Also, look at, like, the finish. So there's one in here card, that I've got. It does not go actually in the deck. It was a special edition thing if you ordered one of the books. Oh, here's the Magician. It's just the open hand. Whereas the Ten of Swords is just the skeleton of it. Okay, there's two cards that I want to know. Okay, this one is a character from the book, little orphan girl with hooves. So I've kind of given her own meaning. I had to cut her down to size here to fit, 'cause she was a little bit longer. Her back is orange, where the other ones are black with orange. There's one of these cards that my dog chewed. Here it is. Fuck's sake. But I could get a new copy, but, like, I love this one. So this is the ultimate always grab deck. I will say that I pretty much only use it in readings for myself. Even before it was in the I need to color the edges or something, because even before it was in the bad shape that it is now, it's just, it kind of felt personal. You can't really describe to someone the entire context of the books on top of the card meanings. It kind of doesn't work that way. But yeah, this is one that connects to another passion of mine. Alright, so another deck that I grab all the time. You're going to notice that pretty much all of these decks, except for what, 2, 3, I have made bags or cases or things for, because that's what I tend to do with decks that I like. Alright, so this is the Inkwitch Tarot. This is an indie deck. I'll put where you can get this in the description box too. I grabbed this deck because I love the colors, sepia toned. It's a very easy reader for me. Sometimes I want a deck that's a little more complex to read with, but those are for like specific readings. Normally, I just want to be able to pull some cards and fucking know something, you know? Here's a little pop of color. It's just very well placed, you know? So this is a deck I grab a lot. Daily kind of pulls. Just anything. This is another one that I don't use for other people. I don't know why. I'm just like hoarding it for myself, I guess. I don't know. I always grab this. It works really well with, like, if you're wanting to pair it with Oracle decks too. It's very agreeable, I guess. I'll just use that word for it, so. Inkwitch. Sorry, you're gonna have to watch me put all these away, but I'm not leaving my favorite decks sitting out, because that's rude. Alright, this is kind of a weird one. I don't even know if I would call this a favorite deck. This is a Starchild Tarot. It's the Akashic edition that apparently everyone's trying to get rid of. I got this used. I don't know why. I feel like that makes it better, but I don't know why I use this deck all the time. If someone was like, what are your top 10 favorite decks? I am telling you right now, I fucking hate this Magician card. I'm telling you right now that I would not pick this one. But for some reason, I use it a lot. I don't know why. Like, I don't know what it is. But I use this deck all the time. And it's weird because it really doesn't fit in with an aesthetic that I enjoy looking at. It doesn't really ever go on altars as I set them up. Except that I did set up this video to kind of go with it to make it look less out of place. But it's a really clear reader for me, which is weird because I feel like a lot of the cards don't really show you a depiction of what the cards mean. And a lot of times I tend to read more intuitively. So that's a weird one. This is a weird one for me to use as often as I do. Yeah, I don't know why I use this one so much, but I do. I didn't even make a bag for it because I don't know. I realized when I was looking at my shelf of decks that I grab all the time that this was up there. I'm like, do I use this deck? And I really realized that I do. I don't know why. I don't know why I use this deck all the time, but apparently it's a thing that I do. Okay, so now I have 2 mini decks. The first one, this is probably my second most used deck. I made this out of, like, scrap leather for it. This is my purse deck. Come on, man. Got a little quartz in there. It's just, a little mini Rider-Waite Smith. With its hideous little colors. The leather's kind of wearing off some on the sides and making it look old and crusty, which I kind of like about it, actually. And I think we've all seen this. But yeah, it lives in a little, like, outer pouch of my purse, and it has for at least 4 years. This thing has been used on, like, public picnic tables at parks and shit. Like, it's been places. Also, this little leather bag, it looks like absolute shit, but it's done a really good job protecting these cards. Look at the damage on the bag. But the cards were, other than coloration from, I think, the inside of it kind of coming off, rubbing off on them, are undamaged. The other mini deck that I grab all the time is the Gentle Tarot. I do have the full size version of this too. Stickers. So I've been using this deck. Lately, I've sort of changed my tarot journaling practice, and so I have started doing Boho Tarot's Simple Sunday spreads. And this has been, for months, the deck that I've grabbed every time for that. I've used this for a little bit of ancestor work. I don't really think ancestor work is for me. I'm not really that into the genealogy kind of stuff of it. But I do think I've given it a fair chance. That should aside, I don't even know why I'm talking about this. This deck is a good reader for me. I like the guidebook that doesn't actually come with the mini version. I should have grabbed the full version because it does have the guidebook. Also, the colors in this one are a little bit brighter, and you know I love some muted colors. So, I don't know. This one's easy for me to grab and use. Like I said, I've been using this weekly for a couple months every Sunday, and other times too. I do take this, throw this in my purse sometimes. Here's the thing. As cool as the tin is for this deck, if it tips over, it will open and spill the cards inside a purse or a bag. Get in there. So while I appreciate, the coolness of it sliding on, if it gets upside down in there, and I don't know, man, I must be rough on purses or something, but I have had this spill in my purse a couple of times. To its credit, the gilding on the edges has not been damaged by that, which is shocking. But, yeah, the Gentle Tarot, I use that all the time, too. Alright, so, I have a couple oracle decks. I have more tarot decks after, so I don't know why I'm doing it like this. But this is a mini deck too, and this is the, oh my god, Roots and Wings Oracle. I can never remember because the creator's Instagram name is River and Roots or something like that. Okay, so I have some of these pulled out for reasons. Alright, this is the Roots and Wings Oracle deck. I'll put a link, I'll put links to these decks, in the description box. This is the rose petal finish. There's a couple different finishes. I think there's like a gloss one or something. It's a little sticky, but nothing major. I use this deck. This is one of my 2 most used, oracle decks. I feel like it has good keywords. I feel like it covers a good range of things. It's got some in there that I don't really see very often, like humility, drifting. I love the artwork on it. It just wants to get along well with a lot of tarot decks that I have. And yeah, I pull this out a lot. This one I even use by itself, which is uncommon for me with an oracle deck. Generally, I tend to just pair them with a tarot deck, and just kind of let them be clarification or like a main idea for the tarot cards to sort of go around, But this one is, God, what am I doing? This one's really well suited to a lot of different things that I do with the cards, I guess. So, God damn it, I just did it again. Why am I doing that? Roots and Wings. I use it all the time. There's also a little coin. I think it's wooden, and it's like, it's in the shop, the Etsy shop where I got this, that I'm gonna link in the description box. But it's I really want to get that to go with this. Yeah, I could use a different like coin, and I have, but it's fun to have the one that goes with this. Alright, so my other Oracle deck that I use all the time is the Magic of You Oracle, which is a weird one because I ignored it. I think I might have mentioned this before. For like 3 years when it came out, because I don't know, just the cover of the box didn't really convey what was in the deck, and it's actually like kind of dark and creepy. I don't know. I wish it wasn't so fucking glossy, but and I complained in my last video about how I don't like decks that I have to use the guidebook for. I will say that I did have to use the guidebook for this one. And I've worked with it enough that I don't need it anymore. I don't know what about this deck gave me the patience to do that, but like this card is one of the worst ones in here. Like, why is that the cover? I don't know. Look at this. This is just a deck that I'm really into, and I have been since I got it. I think I got it earlier this year, and it's actually stayed on my altar or the little table right next to it the entire time. I've never put it in the drawer or where my decks are, you know, supposed to go. Jesus Christ. I also edged this in like those metallic gold Sharpies, and did a bad job of it. This one does not have its own bag. I don't know why, but I feel happy with the box, even though I actually don't like the cover of it, but okay. Next is another one that I made a bag for. This is the Enchanted Forest Tarot. I edged this one with a green Sharpie. It bled a little on the cards, but fuck it. This is the top deck that I grab for readings for others. I feel like the artist and I are on the same page. Like the Weaver of Boons, this is the Queen of Pentacles. Like, is that just, I mean, you wouldn't even really need to see that to just know. Or I wouldn't anyway. So this one, I grab this for other people. I grab this for myself. Literally anytime I walk out here into my room with the altar and I'm like, what deck should I use? This is just whenever I don't know, this is what I grab. Love this deck. I feel like this deck is probably an always grab for a lot of people. Yeah. No, did I say Enchanted Forest? I think it's the Forest of Enchantment Tarot. Shit, I'm gonna have to look it up now, because I don't have the box out here. Because it's one of those fucking big ones. This is Tarot of the Vampires. Edge this in the black Sharpie. This deck is not particularly easy for me to read with. I just really like the guidebook. I look in the guidebook and I feel like not only do I understand what each card that I've drawn out here is trying to say to me, but also I feel like I kind of understand something different about each card. Which might seem like kind of a weird thing, but it is what it is. And yeah, so I do reach for this one a lot. I also like to pair this one with the Magic of You Oracle. This card is like my stalker card from this. I don't know what this guy wants, but it's something. So I feel like, honestly, my attraction to this deck, while I like vampires, I'm not always into, I don't know, whatever the fuck this is. Or this shit. I feel like my draw to this deck is mostly, for the guidebook. So yeah, sorry about that, but... Little crystal in there. Alright, 2 more. This deck surprised me. This is Tarot of the Hidden Realm. I didn't think... I edged this in some sort of alcohol-based marker. I don't remember what it was called. This deck was out for a long time, and I ignored it, because I was like, I don't know if I'm really into, like, the people's faces part of this. I got the second hand. I bought several. It wasn't really a lot, but I picked several from someone who was getting rid of quite a few decks. I was like, I could give this one a try. Just like the Magic of You Oracle, this deck has actually never been fully put away. It never migrated into the drawer or the cabinet where I put them. Yeah, I didn't think I wanted, like, the people face situation, but it turns out that that's very much something that does help me read. So this deck sort of made me start branching out in the sorts of decks that I choose to try for myself. It's led to a lot of decks that I actually don't fucking like, but I realized when I started working with this deck that maybe I should give things a try a little bit before I'm just like, ugh, people's faces. So yeah, I mean, I feel like we've all seen that deck. Maybe not. I don't even know how I feel about the gold. I felt like I had trouble deciding on the color to do the edges because it feels like the cards are like warmer tones on the fronts. Like the gold down here for the titles and stuff, but on the back it's gray, which I wish the back was brown. I feel like that would alleviate my problem, but I did it, and that's what it is. Alright, here's my last one. Yet another surprising deck that I am into. This is the Dreamkeeper's Tarot that I also edged. And it, like, I feel like it matches pretty well with the card backs. I traded a deck with my friend Mary. It was the, oh my god, Mystical Moments or something. It came out around the same time as Dreamkeepers. It's just a lot more bright and colorful. I honestly, when she asked to trade, I was like, yeah, that's fine, but, like, I don't use this one, and I'm not going to use this one. But it turns out that I really like this deck. Every deck I feel like has at least one card, you know, maybe 2 or 3, but one that just really doesn't fit. This is like some 50s housewife bullshit, which is really not something that I have any interest at all in. I don't know why it's in here. But this deck is dark. It has like... I even like the finish of it. I don't know, that I feel like that sort of goes into why I like it, which is just weird. I don't know, I almost feel like you could, like, sink your fingers into if you press. I don't know how to explain. Alright, I'm sounding crazy right now, I'm sorry. But just the surrealness, without it always being over the top, I say, as 2 people have fucking moons on stems for heads. I don't know. I like to use this for, like, moon readings. I've been using this for, full moon readings. I don't know if it's necessarily dark enough to be, new moon reading sort of material. Not really for me, but I'm sure other people could. But yeah, just... And here's the Hermit. She's on top of the tree, but she's meeting herself with a candle for, the Hermit's Lantern. The guidebook is really good with this, too. Yeah, so this one and Tarot of the Hidden Realm really surprised me. If someone was asking, what are some of my favorite decks, I would mention this one. Yeah, but for some reason, like, it doesn't seem like the decks that I would say were my favorites don't always align with the ones that I grabbed the most, and I'm not really sure why. That's weird to me. But yeah. So these were my always grab wise. This was VR2 Candy, Soul, and Soil. So yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.